You have been asked to watch this video because someone you care about has been harmed by somebody with a disorder known as narcissistic personality disorder. It is a personality disorder bordering on a mental illness. This is a very serious type of trauma, and it leaves deep emotional wounds, mental wounds, sometimes physical wounds that have long-lasting effects. Recovery is possible, but there are some of the wounds that just remain. I'm Carol Rathel, occupational therapist. This channel is about healing with self-love, because self-love is the most important thing to do, and this is what I share with people on this channel: how to honor and love themselves to wellness. The person who has asked you to watch this video would like you to understand about the disorder, about their experiences to a certain degree. It is very difficult when you are experiencing narcissistic abuse or have just come out of it to be able to express what is happening, because to be able to think and express things, our brain needs to be in balance and our stress levels to be down so we can talk clearly and rationalize our thoughts. Somebody who's been abused is in an emotional state, and there's a lot of a hormone called cortisol in their body that prevents them from being able to think rationally, and therefore they can't express themselves very well. So this is why I've made the video, to explain to you what your friend or loved one wants you to know. Now, a person with narcissistic personality disorder had some sort of trauma early in childhood that led them to grow up differently. And there's a part of the brain in the prefrontal cortex that never developed. That part of us in our brain is where our conscience is housed. It's where our empathy, the ability to understand what someone else is feeling, is housed. And it's where our behavioural control, based on how we affect others, is located. In a narcissist's brain, this area is either not developed at all or is only developed a little bit. So they grow up learning how to manipulate people and the world around them, and they use people and they go for what they want, no matter what the cost is to somebody else. And so they can inflict quite a lot of damage. The damage that they most likely have inflicted on your friend is the absolute betrayal of getting into a relationship, making a commitment, and then the narcissist snaps. They change. They've got the person in their group, and now they don't have to pretend anymore. One of the main features when someone is in a relationship with a narcissist is the narcissist takes control of them. It happens gradually. They may take control of what they wear, how they style their hair, how much makeup they put on. They take control of who they see, what they do in their private life. They also take control of what a person eats. They can take control of how a person drives. They may insist on driving the car themselves and terrify the person with their driving for fun. They suck their enjoyment out of frightening and upsetting and creating extreme emotion. A favourite tactic of a narcissist is to cause sleep deprivation in a partner or friend, which breaks down their ability to think clearly, to control somebody. And there are a myriad of other ways that they take control over that person's life. So they're really quite dangerous. What they cause in people, apart from betrayal, can be depression, anxiety, a loss of trust in people, a loss of trust in themselves, inability to understand their own thought processes, their own emotions. Because a narcissist, one of their favourite things to do is to make somebody feel there's something very wrong with them. They can make somebody believe that they're not attractive enough to get another partner, so they're stuck with a narcissist. And I know you're probably raising the question in your mind right now, why did they let themselves get into that relationship? Why could they not have seen this? And I've said a little bit, you don't see it coming. Especially they are a person who has emotional wounds from the past that are unhealed, in that they have a difficulty loving themselves anyway, and that can make them easily drawn in to a relationship with a narcissist. I went in the living situation that I realised that I was in a relationship with a narcissist and I was being abused. Now, in that moment, when you wake up, they know it, and they will start to do what they call the discard, which is when they'll break off with you in some way, or they'll do the smear campaign, and they'll go around every single person who was close to that partner or friend, or if it's a boss, the employee, or if it's a workmate, the workmates, and they will tell lies about them. Now, what the narcissist does is they have no imagination. That's one thing that we normal people have that they don't have. So all they can think of to tell people about that person is what the narcissists themselves are doing. So if they've been cheating on their partner, they will say their partner is cheating on them. Anything they did that hurt that person, they will say that person's doing to them. Now, I'm telling you this because now that you're learning a bit about narcissistic abuse, chances are, now your friend is waking up, that narcissist is possibly going to come to you and tell you some lies. Do not believe them. Do not listen. Say, so-and-so is my friend, my sister, my brother, whoever they are to you. I love them and I will not hear anything negative about them. Go away, go and tell somebody who wants to know. And be very firm. You do not need to be manipulated. What your friend or loved one needs from you is for you to just listen and validate what they're saying. Don't question, just let them get it out. It's very hard to talk clearly about narcissistic abuse, as you might have realised in this video. I've got all my notes here and I'm going note by note and doing a bit of jumping about, because it is a kind of a circular problem and it affects all areas of life. So the person is probably not going to be eating well. They're probably depressed. They might be suicidal. What they desperately need is someone to just listen and to be able to validate. And you can validate by saying, that must have been so scary, upsetting, terrible, frightening. Whatever word applies, reflect it back to them and say, that must have been so scary for you. I would hate to be in that position. Your friend can get help, and that's the next thing I want to talk about. Recovery is possible. You can suggest to your friend that they seek some help from a counsellor or a therapist, but only say it once. You will find that there will be a limit to what you can hear. If you find your friend is staying stuck in their trauma, encourage them to have a good cry, go out and jog, whatever they do to release anger and grief. Urge them to do it and say, I'll be here and we'll watch a funny movie together. Urge them to do something to get their feelings out. And then one of my favourites is encourage them to do what they love to do. When you're engaged in something creative or something that you love, it sets their brain into a relaxed mode. It changes their heartbeat into a relaxing mode, which encourages the release of relaxing feel-good hormones. And it opens up the possibility of recovery by them embracing themselves. When you're doing something you love, you tend to love yourself because you're doing it. It is a major key of healing. Beyond that, I would urge you, be patient with them. And when you reach your limit of the ability to listen and support them, when they ring you up or come for a coffee, say, look, I'm finding it hard to keep hearing this. I'm beginning to feel it in myself, and I really want you to heal, so tell me what you need to. And afterwards we can talk about something else, and then I'm going to do this other thing. It's very important that everybody in this process looks after themselves. So those are the main points that I think it's important for you to hear. You can do your own research. So I thank you so much on the behalf of your friend or loved one for watching this video. Please share with anyone that you know who could benefit from hearing this information. Maybe even you've got a friend who might be in a relationship with someone you might recognize now could be a narcissist, or it's a toxic relationship. Thank you. Subscribe if you like. Please hit the like button. It helps this video get out to be placed in front of more people who may need to watch it. And until the next video, I'm sending you and your loved one who sent you here so much love. Bye for now.